welcome to Sports Talk Live for the Culture. What's up, fellas?
What's happening?
What's up? We back. Full house today. Me and Duke held it down last week.
Hold it all the way down.
He was on hiatus, on vacation, doing little things, but we're here. Sports Talk Live for the Culture. The good-looking guy, Doug's back in the building. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man.
Dougie
Ready
Fresh.
to be here. Happy to be here.
Dougie Fresh.
Jonathan in the building. How you doing?
Hey, man. Wonderful. Happy to be back.
Okay,
definitely,
Jay,
definitely.
I'm here.
Well, we got some things to talk about now. The association has started. Before we get into the association, all that brown round ball stuff, we're going to be talking basketball a la Curtis Blow. Let's jump into the NFL. The NFL has been closely approaching mid-season, and everything is usually taking form. And one of the things that take form is those New England Patriots. Coach Belichick, gave a dismantle of a professional team like I've never seen on Monday night when he played the Jets. I think he still has a little something when they hired him for that one day and he had to quit. Does he think he holds a little something against the Jets?
Pretty much.
Because they worked the Jets on Monday night, 33-0. Sam Darnold may never recover from seeing ghosts. He needs an exorcist. It's crazy out there. He was totally just off his game. They blitzed, they attacked him. The young quarterback, they threw a lot of things at him. He just wasn't ready. His coach refused to adjust or max protect anything like that, and kind of left him out there hanging. But one of the funny things, Belichick took pleasure in a rule loophole where he took 2 penalties in a row just to run down the clock. Belichick, and in the picture here, he's pretty giddy about it. It's like, yeah, that's a loophole and they need to fix.
They need to fix that.
Yeah, they need to fix that. I mean, it wasn't more about, the game was over. He was more about, let's try to work on the NFL as a whole. So what do you guys think about the New England Patriots? They're on a usual course. Their schedule hasn't been, but they don't mess around. They don't go on 3-game losing streaks. They don't lose to bad teams. They get them in and blow them out. So what's your take of these Patriots? Are they going back for number 7?
Right now, AFC, I mean, if Mahomes come back and maybe you might got one other team out there that can challenge him in the AFC, are they going back? As of right now, I guess you would have to say yes, but I would pump my brakes on them a little bit. That's just me. That's just me. I'm looking at the caliber of quarterback they have faced so far this year, and I know their defense has been dominant. But Ben Roethlisberger with a bum elbow is the best quarterback they've faced. All year long, by a long shot. A long shot. So we'll see coming up the rest of the way. They got a couple of teams. If Mahomes is back by then, we'll see. But I mean, just based on their track record of being the Patriots, yes, you put them in the discussion. You put them in there. They're the favorite. But, I'm going to wait and see. I'm not sold on this defense. That's just me.
Hey, man, you heard Roy Jones' song, man. They must have forgot, they must have forgot who the Patriots is. And he said, I just make them look like nobody. You know what I mean? Like Roy said, I just make them look like nobody. They somebody, and the Chiefs is not the Chiefs anymore.
I agree.
They're not. They went out. They act like they didn't need the defense. They got rid of D4. They think they can just put up 50 points a night. Well, that ain't gonna always be able to happen once when defenses start learning your game. So I don't see the Chiefs as they're gonna make it, but I don't see the Chiefs as being that team that we thought and we wanted to beat them last year. That we have faith in that would beat them last year.
There's one team out there. That's like a sleeper cell.
Yes.
And that's the Indianapolis
Colts.
That is the Colts.
That is the Colts.
If you go back and get the tape, we can go back to the beginning of the season. I said something about Mr. Brissett.
Yeah, you said you was on.
You gotta watch because hey, listen, he's not a rookie. Yeah. Something about him that's poised. But
Belichick wanted me if you're in that system.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be something poised about you. It's gonna be no hurry up. It's gonna be no panic. It's gonna be this is what you got to do, and it's gonna be preparation. But as far as New England, we don't have to talk about them. Like, come on, what's this 20-year run? We don't have to get into discussions about preparation. And if you notice,
do your job.
They're the ones that's undefeated.
Yeah,
we're not doing so much talking about them. We're talking about who can beat them. Yeah. If you figure out what we're discussing. So, look, honestly, whoever that that has to go up against them and has to go to New England. I mean, are there any teams in the AFC that you would say, you know what, they can go into New England and win? Like, those chances are like slim, very slim to none. Yeah. And that's because, look at defense, right? Yeah. Let's look at defense. Are you scared of any defenses out here in the NFL?
No.
Any?
None.
So if you're not scared of any, they don't pose a threat to you, and you got to go in hostile territory, you're going to win. It's just as simple as that. And we can go back to teams that have beat them, right? They had stellar defenses. We remember the Jets went to Gillette Stadium and beat them. I think it was like 14-3. But they were sound defenses, right? Baltimore went in there. We can't find that. We can look high, low, medium. We're not going to find somebody with the tenacity enough to come in there.
Not on that side either.
You can't find it. So it's kudos to Belichick, because what's happening in football today, and we kind of lose it, is he is old school. So how about this as being an old school defensive-minded coach? I don't give a damn what you put together on offense. You can run XZ Blue 34 and bring all these receivers and twist them in all these different formations. When I put the heat on you, you have to respond. How are you going to respond? Did we expect for the Jets to lay an egg? Like, did we?
I thought they would get smoked.
Everybody's laying eggs. And the last time I checked, we say, okay, they haven't faced a good quarterback, which they haven't. But how many teams? Let's count on how many teams that are horrible in the NFL. It's not a lot of them. It might be 3 to 4,
and they played all of them.
Yeah, it's probably 3 to 4.
Miami, the Redskins, Jets.
But so if they play these teams that are so-called bums, what did they do to them?
Yeah, everybody should be doing it to them.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's what they did to them. You can't play with us. We're going to embarrass you. Why are you out here playing us? Please find somebody else that we can play. So that's where they at. That's where they at right now.
Because those teams aren't getting beat like that.
Yeah, and they're not sneaking out with 17 to 10 wins. Like, they embarrassing other teams.
I guess the closest game they've had so far had to be the Buffalo game, if I'm not mistaken. And
but Buffalo seems
Buffalo's
like they're
pretty good.
Yeah,
Buffalo brung it.
But
they brung it.
I don't think they faced a team.
If their quarterback didn't get knocked out, that might have been,
Yeah. I don't think they faced a team that's been two-dimensional on offense.
No, not
that
at
can
all.
Run and throw.
Right. Not at all.
Right?
Not at all.
So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. How dominant. But the thing is, they're probably not going to have to face that anyway
until the Super Bowl.
They play Baker this week. Baker might get them.
So the Colts, and I think that's why the Colts are a team you need to watch, because they can run the ball, they can throw the ball, and they can play defense. And
the Colts.
But that thing of, can they do it outside in Gillette in January?
No, listen, there's no turf. You got to go. It's snowing. It's wet. I'm going with it. If they got to go to New England, I'm just
so I would put more stock into Baltimore actually.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I told y'all, if there's any team that opposes a threat, it's going to be them because of number 8, and Baltimore has. They're one of those organizations, the teams
organizations,
that,
right.
Listen, you're gonna have to play to win. You're gonna have to play football to beat them.
Right. Yeah.
They mistake free a lot of times.
It's hard to find, like what you was just saying, a team with the two-dimensional and a coach,
and that's one of them. And they're one of them.
That's very hard to find. A two-dimensional offensive team that has a coach that can go back and forth and that won't back up and let the offensive coordinator take over the game.
Yeah. Mohamed Sanu got picked up by the Patriots. He got let out of Atlanta and is moving on to the Patriots. A classic Patriots move where you're thinking everybody who's going to make a move, who's going to grab something. Hey, and they paid a high price, but they're trying to win now. We're trying to get to the 7th ring and really distinguish ourselves. So that's
the move now.
Yeah, they went out and got Sanu, who's a classic Belichick guy. Was a triple option quarterback in high school, consummate professional.
Rutgers guy.
Belichick loves guys from Rutgers, and puts in work, and he'll fall right into the Patriots' way and be another big target for Brady because they lost their other big wide receiver. He's been put on IR. Gordon, he's always been injury prone.
I hope that's what it is. His IR might be that's what it is.
They actually released him.
Oh, they released him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Reports were that Belichick found weed and a weed cartridge or something like that in his locker.
I heard about that. I seen parts about that.
I just hope it's not
Facebook,
true. That's what
I
hope.
haven't heard like the confirmation of it.
Yeah, I was looking at it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I hope it's not true, but his IR might be different.
Yeah. His
just
eyes
because
are red. IR.
Yeah, but my thing is, listen, if it is true, listen, if it is true, you can't bring that stuff into your place of employment.
Yeah.
So I got a more of a problem with that for him if that's the case with that,
And then the classic, they sent Mr. Bennett to the Dallas Cowboys for a 7th round.
Nice move.
He was suspended. He got into a heated little discussion with one of the defensive line coach or coordinator or whatever. I don't know if he slapped the clipboard or whatever. But they got a 7th round pick, maybe a 6th round pick. He goes to the Dallas Cowboys, who need some inside pass rush.
He's a Jerry's guy.
Definitely. Interesting enough, his brother had a few choice words about Witten with his time there. And his brother did play for New England also as well. And so that'll be interesting. Those are the kind of moves they made. But one of the other stories that's been big in the news lately.
Real quick on the Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
The Patriots released him with a special designation. So upon his return to health, they put him on IR.
Yeah.
Upon his return to health, they have to release him.
Oh, okay.
So
wow.
Some sort of special designation.
I like the fine print. That's what I like.
Oh, yeah.
About 2 weeks, he'll be on the open market.
It'll be an open market.
Yeah.
Might be in Texas. Let's talk about the drama that's happening in Philadelphia. There's some drama in Philadelphia. We all know what happened last Sunday. Doug Peterson had guaranteed to win.
What happened last Sunday? I've been
Just recap, huh?
Yeah.
I've been away for a couple weeks.
Hey, listen, you saw it, and when it was over, you didn't change the channel. You wanted to see all of that beat down. Trust me, as a Dallas fan, I know you wanted to see that one.
He watched the interview.
He watched it all.
It was ultra magnetic for the guys out there.
Watch the fans.
People understand ultra magnetic and Keith. It was critical.
Yes.
A lot of drama coming out of Philadelphia. Doug Peterson had made headlines. He had guaranteed a victory. Then backed away from it. Big caught a lot of heat for that. But if you say it, say it. Say it with your chest and mean it. Stick by it. And stick by your guns. That's what it is. Don't pull back from it. And he's trying to get them inspired. And of course, you move on. Like we say all the time, 2 people have a record: the coach and the quarterback.
All the time.
They're the 2 people that have a playoff record. How many rings you got? How did you do? And Wentz has been catching some heat. There's been some Alshonymous sources in the Eagles locker room saying that Wentz is not finding the right receiver, which usually means he ain't throwing the ball to me. What that translates to. Foles threw the ball to me. Moving back. And now, you have, that situation, that issue, questions of leadership. And he's in a tough spot because the guy who left won a Super Bowl. You go to work every day and there's a statue of the guy you're replacing right outside your job. So, I think he catches, he's not played well, but the quarterback catches a lot of heat, obviously.
And he's going to, listen, I don't care if you're undefeated, you're going to catch some heat in Philly.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
I just hope that your skin is thick, because if it's not, then you might have people.
It doesn't seem to bother him.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like
we hope that it's not. Somebody listen. They ever start standing outside your house if things don't get right.
One good thing for the Eagles, and when I say it's not bothering, I'm talking about the anonymous source, that type of stuff. But if the one thing, man, it's like Alshon Jeffrey, man. If he did that, it's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, you were going to put that out in the media, and then the
with this media too. With this media,
and then all of a sudden the next week you're gonna catch 10 balls. You're gonna throw 15
right,
passes,
right.
something like that. What he did, if he's the one that did that, or whoever did it, that absolutely helps no one.
Right.
Interesting enough, in the game Sunday night, his favorite lead on target didn't get a lot of targets at all either. The other tight end.
Well, I think they took him away.
Yeah.
They made an effort to take him away and see what else they could do. But
right.
I mean, like I said, man, I think this guy's a good player, man, and just especially for a team that just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago, to be coming out now, when you're supposed to be, brothers, you're supposed to be. We can't win without each other. You know what I mean? Now, unless Alshon Jeffrey is, and I don't know his contract situation, unless he's
guaranteed
in the last
money.
year of his contract.
No, he's not his last year. He's guaranteed.
Like I said, that it serves no purpose. Then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yo, go out there, do your job, and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
he's still a wide receiver. It's a wide receiver trait. You know, you just gotta call it what it is. He's still out there.
Right. It's simple.
He's still forgotten if he doesn't catch 7 balls at least.
But the thing is, at least the divas, right? The divas of the past. At least those guys had enough guts to actually say it.
Yeah.
And own it.
Right.
They didn't say it anonymously. You know what I'm saying?
The Minnesota Vikings wide receiver said it right. My wife should be quarterback. He's not throwing me the ball. They wasn't running and tucking with it. Like,
if you're gonna say it, say it. You know what I mean?
But this is like I feel to say it. But here's the thing, right? Back in the day, if you say it, something's gonna happen. Somebody gonna put some hands on somebody. That's just what it was, and we know what that does to a locker room. It becomes a division. Now it's more of a super division than anything, because back in the day, if it was a scuffle or whatever in a locker room, people came together. Yeah. Now it's just like, okay, I'm going to say it. I don't care what happens, because there's some selfish things going on with that. So the Eagles, their locker room is divided right now. Yeah. How to get it back? How about we just win this week?
Yeah,
right? How about
winning cures all. Winning cures all.
Yeah, cures all. So how about you win
Buffalo,
this week?
handle the Bills, which is a winnable game.
Everything that you said that happened, and everybody pretends like it never happened.
I believe it's a winnable game. The only thing that the Eagles have a couple defensive tackles that have never played football in the pros before. And Frank Gore is still Frank Gore.
Oh yeah, he's
not Frank Gore. He's still Frank Gore. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they're gonna have to stop that run.
They're gonna have to stop the run
and make the Buffalo quarterback win. We just talk about that.
This is my thing with that locker room stuff and Alshon. Like, you can say in the locker room, we could be sitting right here having beers at the bar or something, to say, look, man, you gotta throw me the ball, dog. You know what I mean? You don't have to go to the media and put it out there. You can say it in a team meeting or whatever. Hey, coach, look, man, y'all need to get me the ball. But somebody remind me how the Eagles season ended last year.
Alshon dropping the ball.
It went through his hands into the defender's hands, season over.
Yeah.
But now you the guy that got something to say.
He said, look, I need redemption.
You literally dropped our season last year. Dropped the season.
You dropped the catch on the ball.
Wasn't a bad catch.
Right.
No. He literally put the church's money on the floor. Not only did he didn't put it on the floor, but he put it in somebody else's hand.
Yeah. So that play ended the season, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So to now turn around and have the audacity to speak about not getting the ball and not this, the quarterback needs to do this, and when nobody said after that game, hey man, Alshon needs to catch that ball.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was we lost, man. We lost as a team. We had other chances to make plays. We didn't make the plays.
Yeah, right.
Anybody could have stood up there, because everybody in the whole world watched that game, and anybody could have stood up there and said, man, Alshon got to make that catch.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody did that. So then you turn around and, hey, this guy's not doing this guy's not doing that. Come on, man.
Right. So, Wentz, right? Because this is what's being thrown around. Wentz. All right. He was hurt last year, and we are in a business. Excuses aren't Let's be real. Now, you can use excuses, but we don't try to hear them. It's professional sports. Don't nobody want to hear it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear about the guy who had a sprained ankle and he just got to get back and he missed it. Nobody wants to hear it. But the fact of the matter is, you can use them in certain circumstances, but we don't try to hear it. So let's look at the positives for Wentz, right? Before he got hurt against the Rams, it was about to be an MVP for him.
Yes, it was.
So let's not forget.
That's 2 years ago. That's a long time.
That's 2 years. It's 2 years. It's a long time, right?
The rosters look a lot different in 2 years.
You got hurt. You missed. You missed.
Opportunity.
You come back, right? Okay. Is he the future for the Eagles? Yes. Are there a whole bunch of positives? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's a process with all this greatness, right? We saw what was happening in Troy Aikman. We didn't know if he was going to be a Hall of Famer or not when he first got drafted. We didn't know. We seen him get pummeled. We saw interceptions. We saw all that. And we saw that for a lot of them. How about you got to go through some stuff to get to some stuff, right? And this is it. So this is the part where, as a young QB, how old is Wentz? 25. 26. He's a young guy, right? So he's going through the mess that's going to ultimately build him, right, to be this great that everybody hopes him to be. So let him go through it. Let's see, right? So how about, like I said before, how about you go up to Buffalo and you win the game and everybody's back on board? Can they do that tomorrow? Absolutely. Is it on his shoulders? Absolutely.
Make some plays.
We got some shout-outs.
Oh, shout them out.
We got Mr. John Powell. How are you?
Thanks for joining us.
Mr. Wells.
Thanks.
Cousin David Harper.
Cuz, what's up, baby?
Damon Plenty. Valerie Davis. Miss Relena Jennings.
Hey,
how are
wifey.
you? Daryl Nelson. Greg Harris. JJ Styling. All right, out of Arkansas. So I'm just telling you, I'm upset with your Razorbacks. You can't keep throwing out the 1994 40 Minutes of Hell basketball team when it's football season. And y'all go to Alabama.
Yeah.
So we gotta, we paying attention to you. Ira Madison, Jason Reeves down at ATL, Mr. Kenny Troy. We knew who you are, brother.
Hey, Kenny, how you doing, brother?
I Shine Brown, Mr. Scott Fillard just joined in. What's up? And we have a special guest that is on their way, Mr. Steven Stewart, Coppin State All-American.
MEAC Player of the Year.
MEAC Player of the Year.
We only get the best on here.
Only the best. Current Dell State assistant coach. He is on his way.
Definitely. We want to sit down and talk a little hoops, talk a little basketball. But then we have the incident with Scandrick, as we used to call him in Dallas.
Scandalous Scandrick.
So he got cut and he felt some type of way and he started, spilling tea. What's they call spilling tea? That's what they call it, on the locker room and some things he said seemed legit, that they're kind of settled or looking back to the Super Bowl year. Got to be hungry and focused if you want to get something done. And he's been, he was on FS1, talking about what he thought the problem was. A linebacker speaks out, gets cut. The head coach said something, the team doesn't play. And he had some choice words to say about this man right here. He said, D-backs are being, held out like that. And a lot of it, coverage time, is Malcolm Jenkins not doing his thing. Michael Jenkins had the retort, usual retort, I only cared about who's here. We're going to circle up, yada, 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 how that went. Interesting enough. The Eagles, and they're like only one game out of first place, so out of their division, with a lot of football left to play. Moving forward, even Lane Johnson has said things about people coming team late, meetings and such.
They got all that going on?
Yeah, and Scandrick said, look, if that's happening, you don't have to say it to the media. You, like Doug said before, you just say, hey, let's get here on time. Let's up our professionalism. We're not playing well.
Right, and then it's done.
We're not like 7-0, and we started seeing a little slipping. Let's keep this. Let's get back on track. And let's set an example for the young guys. Moving forward. A lot of stuff going on in that Eagles locker room, and it'll be interesting to see how they respond this Sunday up in Buffalo, New York. Buffalo Mafia, great tailgate up there. Moving forward. But, one thing is for sure. Winning cures all. Winning is like, if you start to win some games, it cleans everything up.
So I think the one thing Skandrick said that I heard, I didn't really see the interviews, but I heard some of the clips of what he said. And again, because he did just get cut, so you can't take everything. Some of it is, spurned ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Right? I'm gonna go tell all their secrets. Yeah. But he had some valid points. I just don't think he should have been the one making them. Yeah. But less than a week after he got cut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got cut. I'm gonna run straight and tell, yada yada yada. That's I guess the culture we live in now. Yeah. Smartphones and Instagram and all that. But the one thing he did say that I thought was a valid point, and this is my opinion off of what he said, was that they are still learning how to handle success. Yeah. So, absolutely. Like, if you look at New England, I heard Bill Belichick make a statement after one of their Super Bowls, and he said, "Man, that's once we get once we celebrate and get the ring or whatever, it's over.
Yeah, it's done.
This team is a completely new team.
Yeah, and we're gonna move players too.
And these guys can't win games on Sunday based on what those guys did last year. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because nobody keeps the same exact 53-man roster.
Right.
Who does that?
The mentality automatically flips, and then you don't get into the I'm coming late to meetings. Because I guarantee you jokers ain't coming late to meetings out there.
Yeah. Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? No. And how many Super Bowls they won? Oh, guys on that team with multiple rings.
You can come if you want to. You can come late if you want.
And the thing about it is, had it just been Skandrick that spoke out and you didn't get the anonymous Alshon Jeffrey and you didn't get the Lane Johnson quote after the game about people being late to meetings, you might just brush it off as former Cowboy was here for 2 weeks, got cut, he's bitter. Yeah. But the fact that, like you said, Alshon is out with his anonymous sources and Lane Johnson is, giving it up on the interviews that guys are being late to meetings and things like that. All of that says, man, they can't cut me. I did such and such the year we won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Or, I did this. Or I'm this guy. I'm that guy. I'm this important to the team now. So I could come late. You know what I'm saying? He came late. I'm coming late. I got something to do. I got to drop my kids off too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get into all of that versus, when you hungry, nothing else
matters. Dogs run faster.
Yeah, nothing else matters. Like they said when they won, right? Hungry dog runs faster, right? I guess they not that hungry right now because they already got a chance. It's understandable. It's human nature. Yeah. It's not a knock on them. No. It's human nature that
the greatest threat to your successes tomorrow is your success today.
Right. You accomplish something that you've been fighting and trying to get to, and you finally exhale like, did it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not gonna be a good thing for your future success.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And the one thing, like for some of these young guys that were on that team, that's still on the team, that's seeing what's going on now, as their career goes on, they'll be able to recognize it and see it. If they're fortunate enough to be on another championship team, right, they'll be able to recognize, hold on, we're not going to do this. I saw this in Philly, and this would happen to us.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Right. So, you hope, most of the times you learn from certain things, and by no means am I an Eagles fan, but just, just looking at what's going on, the guys can play. They just won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And the majority of the team is intact, so the guys can play. The coaches can coach. They lost a few coaches, a few players, but for the most part, they didn't lose that many pieces for them to be playing like this.
Right.
So you have to think that there's more things internally going on. And, okay, we had a tough loss, but we didn't rally together. You just saw them go to Green Bay and come back and beat a 6 or 7-1 Green Bay team. Right. So they can play, right? So you just wish guys would kind of grow up and understand that it's not about you, it's about the team, especially when you already got your contract and your money.
That's probably one of the hardest things to do. Right, is to, and we can separate that even from athletes. Yeah, you gotta tell yourself, okay, whatever you were doing, because it could have been benefiting you to think selfishly, right? But now that you're a part of a team, you had to take that and you got to throw it out. That's what you got to do. You got to throw it all the way out. And guess what? How about some people can't throw it out? They can't, because here's my thing. How is this stuff getting to the media?
Yeah,
somebody is speaking to the media.
That's the problem.
Like, why can't we come down in the ranch, crack some brews, and just hash it out.
Yeah.
Right.
And guess what? The news can be sitting outside, but
Right.
they're not going to hear nothing that we talk about as brothers in the inside.
And
That's the problem I got with
thing
what's
with
going
Lane
on
Johnson,
nowadays.
like if you're on the Eagles team, you might disagree with that Lane Johnson said that in a TV interview.
Yeah.
But at least you can go address Lane Johnson because you know that he said it.
Yeah.
Right,
He didn't
right,
hide and
right,
say it.
right,
He didn't text it to somebody
right,
anonymously. He said it. Maybe he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
And maybe when you go see him, he'll be like, yo, you know what, man? It was the heat of the moment. We just
that's
lost.
what he said. He
I
said-
shouldn't have said it.
He said,
But
I agree with Skandrick. I shouldn't have said that.
at least you can say it to him, and
Right.
you know, and he can receive it because he know he's the one that did it. Now, when you get a guy sending things anonymously, now they're saying it's Jeffrey.
Right.
He's saying I didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? But now you know you got people in that locker room looking at him like, man, I ain't telling him nothing.
Yeah.
I ain't having no conversations with him.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, it just is what it is, man. And
Them
hopefully-
guys get the scoop and they go to them little spots where it's $1,000 a plate.
And
They
you
go
want,
in the
and
corner
I
and
just
they
want to
tell
throw this
everything.
out here. A lot of these beat reporters are nice.
Yeah, I was just thinking of a nice way to say that on the. I was thinking, because the chick that broke the story,
Oh, yeah.
she works out.
You catch more flies with honey than
Yeah, she
you do
works out.
vinegar.
She works out. I'll say
that what you do?
She works out. So he
I
could
just
have.
known that. My grandmother said that.
He could have been compromised when he gave it up.
Yeah, but you know, like I got a tip for you.
I got a problem with guys like that.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't look like the old ones in the back in the day.
Loose lips sink ships.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
the
much.
saying.
So
Pretty
yeah,
much.
I mean, I think the Eagles will be okay though.
Yeah, yeah.
They got a pretty soft part of the schedule coming up that they can get
After
right with.
after this part.
Yeah, after this week, so they
Yeah.
should be able to get right, and you know we'll see what happens. What you see what they made of, what type of character
definitely.
they got.
Breeze is back. Is he back this week?
Breezy.
Not this week.
Next week?
How about Breeze just needs to sit his ass down and just
Whoa,
watch what's
whoa,
happening? How about
whoa,
that? Because we got a
whoa.
great insurance policy. How about that?
You think they'll rust him up a little extra?
Yeah, why not?
I think they will.
Yeah.
I
should.
would.
They
If I had
should.
Breeze is not 26.
Yeah.
I would, wouldn't you?
If
Yeah, I think
Listen, what he's going to do is we're going to make sure that he stays very sharp in practice
Yeah.
because he's our man.
Yeah.
But what we got going on right now, we didn't skip a beat.
And he needs to be healthy. 100%
Oh, yeah.
healthy.
Oh,
There's no
because we're
need-
going to ride him because
Right.
we're going to go with him.
And it's no need for you as the Saints to rush this guy
Nah.
back.
Nah. Teddy, 2 gloves.
You don't have to come back at
he's doing his
75
thing.
or
He's doing
80
his
or
thing.
none of that. How about we get you at 110
And it's not-
let you in?
And it's not like none of us is saying that Teddy Bridgewater is Drew Brees.
Brees, yeah.
But
No.
the way that team is playing, that defense wasn't playing at this level when Drew
there we
Brees
go.
was
Yeah.
in there.
There we go.
Everybody stepped their game up. That's
Yeah.
going to be interesting to see for me. Again, it's human nature. Your leader go down. Your best player basically goes down. Everybody feels it. Hey, man, we got to step up. We can't let our season
Right,
slip away.
right,
We got to
right.
hold it down until he gets back.
Yes.
Which they've been doing brilliantly.
Yeah.
Do they continue to play at that level of intensity when he comes back, or do they now,
Right.
Exhale.
take a step back
Right.
because okay, we can score. We know we can score 40 now because
Yeah, we can get some
Drew
points.
is back.
Right,
You know, it's no different than what the Eagles are. It's a little different, but it's the same thing. Do you, rest on your laurels and say, hey, all right, well, Drew is back, so I don't have to be as sharp
Right.
as a defensive
Right.
player.
give
So
up
so here,
you
yeah.
know.
So the thing is, and only the guys who understand know this. So we'll look back. Just say that New Orleans wins the Super Bowl when Breeze comes back. What might be dismissed is how about when Teddy Bridgewater came in week 2 and ran off 6 in a row
Yeah.
and didn't let us flop. That's what will be forgotten.
I don't think
But
it'll
we
be
won't.
forgotten.
No. But we won't. There's certain people that won't let it forget, like
Right,
us.
right.
We won't let people forget. But people
Right.
will forget.
The
They
reason
just-
why they got the first place.
Oh, yeah.
They
I don't
buy.
think a guy like Drew Brees or Sean Payton will let
Oh, that-
us
Nah,
forget.
nah,
Like
they-
I can imagine if they
they
win the
won't.
Super Bowl,
They won't.
When they interview Drew Brees after the game, that'll be
Yeah.
one of the first things he says.
Absolutely.
Teddy Bridgewater.
I believe it. I believe
So
that
on
they.
and so forth.
Right. I believe that
and
they
I think
will.
Teddy Bridgewater will probably stay there
And take
and
over
just
him.
continue to be the backup and be the quarterback and waiting.
I would.
I think he'll do.
I would not leave if I
How many
was
years
him.
did we say Breeze got left?
I would do
I mean, the way
that.
they not the way
two.
they not
Because-
tackling quarterbacks.
If they're gonna pay him at that salary, because he had the opportunity to be the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins,
Right.
and he was smart enough to say no.
Right.
Right.
No.
Right.
I want to do. Who would want to do that?
And if you look at this situation, what they got right now with him is a situation of the years past, the 90s, the 80s, where you had
A backup legit.
starting caliber quarterbacks. Steve Young was a backup for how many years?
Yeah. Danny
And-
White.
And then he got his job, and then, he took off. He was Steve Young.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if I'm Bridgewater, man, listen, a backup quarterback is a healthy quarterback.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you want to pay me $8 to $10 million to be the backup to this guy,
Right.
for another
Especially
4
when I
years,
almost lost
3
my
years,
leg. You know what I mean?
I'll do it.
Yeah,
Gladly.
definitely.
You got to make him the highest paid backup though
Oh
if you're
yeah,
gonna do it.
I agree with that.
Whoa, you all right there,
Definitely
buddy?
agree with that.
Yeah, no question.
But yeah, it's what he's done
Right.
in the NFC.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, definitely. If you look at a bunch of quarterbacks who we have here on a display screen, one thing I want to say is Cam gonna get his job back?
I don't think so.
I don't think he should.
Yeah, I mean you got to go with Allen. I mean Cam seems disinterested in football right now to me.
And his contract's up.
Yeah, you gonna move
So
on.
you want to pay him?
I believe honestly that they're trying to trade him right now.
Oh, okay. Who
I
would
wouldn't.
take him? Would
Shout
the
out to
Broncos?
Brian Dickerson just said, "What's up? What's going on, Brian?"
Hey, what's up, Brian? How you doing?
The Broncos. I mean, at $21 million.
Homie from Penwood.
At $21 million.
Yeah.
That's a bargain right now for a starting quarterback
Yeah.
of his caliber.
What's his proven
If
track
he-
record?
Right,
Yeah.
with his proven track record. So, I mean,
And you need a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're wondering how much is Cam still invested in the NFL? I mean, like you
That
said,
I
he
don't
got,
know.
It's like he got paid. Like you can be kind of quirky a little bit. You can have your headbands like Jim, McMahon used to wear, and be like, Joe Namath was kind of counterculture, but you gotta be a leader, and you can't come to the meetings looking like a church mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think if Cam was to get traded, man, I don't know how his psyche would be able to handle that.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I think I would be very if I'm the team that's looking to get him.
Yeah.
I would be more concerned with that than like his physical stature, his physical well-being. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be healthy now. He's been sitting out so long, but
Yeah, and you got Russ, who's got the Seahawks just in contention. He's an MVP candidate. I know, Jonathan, you feel he's the third best quarterback in Seattle Seahawks history this decade.
What we gotta do is run down the two before him. That's what we gotta do.
He's doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing.
Jonathan ever see Dave Craig play?
No,
Zorn?
John is a Jim Zorn guy. Hasselback. He's a Zorn Hasselback guy. Like
He's doing his thing now, though.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, he's been doing his thing. Like,
Yeah.
He's doing his
Who else is
thing.
up there? Okay, Deshaun Watson.
Watson, yeah.
This kid Allen, man, he's been pretty impressive with Carolina, man.
Allen-
Yeah, he's
Pretty impressive.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
Cam is.
It makes you wonder. It doesn't make me wonder. It makes me believe that Tennessee will move on from Mariota.
Yeah.
Because when you got a guy that just comes in, no name guy, off-brand dude, he comes in, steps in. And
It exploits
I
everything.
don't think they've lost a game, have they? Yeah. Maybe
Carolina?
one since he's been in there. Yeah. And
Nah.
you get this guy standing in, you get Bridgewater stepping in, you get
And the Cardinals defensive coordinator, ex-Jets coach Bowles, he said it was tougher preparing for him than preparing for Cam.
yeah, because he's he can do more. He'll do more things.
Yeah.
Where Cam, they only gonna do certain things. I just think, man, to
one
see
of
some
these.
of these guys that just come in, man, and they play and they continue the team going and they continue to win and put up points and move the ball. I mean, it's a real question. You really can question these other guys that were like high draft picks and you can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what happens on the business end.
Yeah.
I'm paying you $100 million, and I see this up and down, and I see more losses than wins.
Yeah.
And then a guy comes in who's a third or fourth round pick, and I see the smoothness.
Right.
And it's like, wait a second. You mean to tell me I don't got to pay this guy $23 million a year?
Third, fourth
when this
round
guy
pick.
is making
Man, they
4.2 as a veteran?
He making $600,000.
Yeah, so guess what? It's a whole lot of stuff that got to get changed as a businessman,
and you're trying to win. If it gives you a better opportunity to win at that price, hey, let's move forward.
Yeah, man. So
and you only got your average NFL career is so long anyway, but I just your quarterback just can't seem disinterested. Like you gotta have the focus point. There's a lot of different things where you can have quirky players at, but your quarterback is an extension of management, an extension of leadership, extension of coaching. Like we say, he has the phone numbers that other players don't have. He's the face of your franchise. So they got some decisions to make in Carolina as it speaks with Cam and his future. And moving forward, if you look at Deshaun Watson, I mean, he has the Texans. They made some trades, got some protection for him. They're in second place. And,
I saw an interesting stat about Deshaun Watson. You get all kinds of stats about, different. He got this many yards and they never lose. Deshaun Watson has never lost a game. Houston has never lost a game by more than one scorer when Deshaun Watson plays.
Wow.
Those are the things.
Literally every game he plays, they're in with a chance to win.
But those are the things that people forget, because we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
How difficult it is to be an NFL quarterback in this league. Now you got a guy under center who's always in the game all the time. So that what that tell you about him, that means you belong. You know what I'm saying? So
in today's NFL, I think it doesn't take 3 to 4 to 5 years to show that you belong.
Oh no, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So
right away, this is not too big.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like guys like Mariota and like Tannehill, the way he struggled, and just different guys.
Right.
The way Jameis Winston, 1 week he'll be outstanding, the next week he'll be horrible.
6 interceptions.
Right. So it doesn't take that long. It shouldn't take him that long to get it. To know, you know what? Let me just throw this ball out of bounds instead of holding on to it or forcing it down the field. It shouldn't take you 4 and 5 years to get that. And I think nowadays teams are willing to move on quickly when they see that you're not that guy.
It's something that was said a long time ago about great athletes, and it doesn't matter the sport. And it's very simple to them as far as being great. They see things that other people just don't see. And once you realize that, then you see it and they belong.
Yeah, this game slows down for him, and you can tell by a quarterback that's not pressured, doesn't feel like his feet is happy, doesn't feel like it's too much for him. And certain guys come to the league and have that ability, and then they play for a while, and some people may lose that ability. But what does the game mean to you? Are you focused? We don't know. We don't see behind the scenes. All we can do is see what's in front of us. And it doesn't seem like Deshaun wants to be a football player, and he wants to lead and he wants to win. Breaking down the games and the way they interview him. He's the guy that's going to lead your franchise.
I like watching him play.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. He's a ticket guy. You're going to come see him.
He's a guy you're definitely going to tune in to see play. Definitely going to be there. You want to see this guy do his thing and play games. Definitely. On the docket this week, we got a few interesting games. One game that's really interesting and really sticks out is the Browns and the Patriots. Because it's going to be interesting to see, because you have Team Browns, which is a team like they seem semi-dysfunctional, at the Patriots. I guess this will be the best quarterback the Patriots have faced.
Hey, listen. We might have to start stretching and getting our arms right again, and start playing again. That's what it sounds like.
If you look at this game, I want to be interested to see how Baker Mayfield handles this Belichick.
Yes, Sunni, yes.
That's what I want to see.
I'm not looking for a Cleveland win or loss. It doesn't really. I'm trying to see how they handle this. This is it. This is what you want to find out. When you start spending a whole lot of money on offense, defense, and all that stuff, you want to see what you got.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out what you got when you get here. And I got an update. Mr. Steven Mookie Stewart is almost here.
Oh, okay. We almost.
You figure this could be the Brown season right here.
Yeah.
Because if they get on the national stage against the Patriots, the big time stage, they step up to the big boys, and they get embarrassed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
You don't belong.
They get embarrassed. You might see Odell fighting the kicking nutty. This could be that week, man.
Yeah.
This could be that week.
They had a tough 5 games stretch. It's like they was playing some heavy hitters.
Yeah, that's what they said. They can get by this and then get into the other season where they can go and try that. Like they've had a real serious schedule.
I think the problem for the Browns is all of the preseason hype and all of the noise put the target squarely on their back.
Made them a championship team.
Yeah, they're like
every game is the Super Bowl.
So when you see the Browns,
crown them.
When you saw the Browns coming,
crown them, huh?
When you saw them coming, right? You put that bullseye on it. You were hyped up for that week, just like you.
Yeah,
almost like it was the Patriots coming to town.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Right. Almost like it's the Cowboys coming to town. Everybody's watching. I want to show out when I play. Everybody's going to be watching this Browns team, which now, it's kind of died down a little bit now. But,
yeah.
They ain't panning out.
Right. So,
even Baker Mayfield playing the kid from Ohio State with the flag. He's getting on Baker. Sherm, handshake or no handshake. So they're inventing stuff to hate you. Like,
right.
Yeah.
They've been looking for stuff.
This guy came back in and shake my hand. Yeah. Let's go.
And that's all of the preseason hype. And then the other thing that teams know is if the Browns get loose on you, I wouldn't be surprised if Beckham, Landry, and Baker Mayfield got some sort of Temptations type routine in the end zone. If they were to get out on
we can't let them have fun.
We can't let y'all do that.
So I think
we can't let y'all do that.
I think these guys are looking at it like, man, I'm not gonna let that happen. Now the Browns, in my opinion, if they were to pound Chubb, that'll be their best chance to win.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to run the ball to keep 12 off the field.
You pound Chubb, and now you're getting single coverage with your 2 receivers.
Because
don't forget about that tight end.
And now you play action. Now you play action.
You got to respect Odell, and is Belichick
absolutely
come out and play that man to man like he's been. Well, I mean, he's going to do it. That's what he do.
I know what he's going to do.
So Odell Beckham is going to expect to eat this week against man to man coverage.
You know he's going against arguably the best corner in the game.
True. But if Baker Mayfield if he's getting open and Mayfield can't get him the ball,
listen, it's all on Mayfield. No, why?
So do we blame Mayfield for this record?
Nah, what happens is this. What you going to find out is this.
The quarterback and coach have a record.
Yes.
That's the nature of the pay grade and nature of the position.
So what you going to find out? Did Sunni, do you agree that Baker Mayfield is a top-notch quarterback?
No, he hasn't played
so
top-notch.
Doug, do you agree that he's a top-notch quarterback?
No.
Jonathan, do you agree?
No.
We're going to find out what kind of quarterback that you are. So what are you going to do? I'm asking us, right? If you know that a guy is not a top-notch quarterback, what you going to do to him? What you going to do to him?
You going to come get him.
You going to come get him. So what you think the Patriots going to do?
So, and you
They
think
coming. Now, if you survive it,
right?
You got something there.
If you survive it.
Yeah, if you survive, you got something there. That's why I say these games like this, you get to find out. It's what you do is you can find out what kind of evaluation it is.
We gotta find out what you got.
One thing about Baker, man, he tends to have quick comebacks for slights.
Yeah.
Even with the Nick Bosa thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, he been holding on to that for 2 years. That was a quick comeback.
Yeah.
He needs a quick comeback on the field.
Yeah.
He needs to do something on the field to shut everybody up.
Right.
He can shut you up. He can go back and forth with you on the microphone.
He got the energy. He got the energy for it now.
He needs to do it on the field. They need to play a clean game.
But here's the interesting thing. I think it's kind of. But I think if you look at Baker, he has better arm talent than Dak.
Yes.
But when you take the notches of professionalism, football IQ, being able to lead grown men who make millions.
Talk to him.
Focus.
Being able to lead grown men that are making millions.
Talk to them. And you're younger than them.
And you're younger than them. See, that's the thing about when you're talking about your quarterback and talking about all the things that go in with playing in quarterback and being able to do that with Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones is going to put you all kind of situations, the anthem, all kind of stuff.
On and off the field.
On and off the field. Jerry going to talk, but you got to be a professional. And see, that's what Baker, I think, mix. You come in, be quiet, undersell and overproduce. That's what you want to do. You want to come in here and just, hey, I'm just here, I'm working out, we got a good team, don't make any comments and move forward.
So this is the thing about Baker, though. Who's the guy on that team? And it could be somebody now. Joe Thomas, he retired. He been the guy. Who's the guy on that team that constantly pulls him and say, hey, man, nah, you got to do this.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't do this that way. Let that slide. Don't even answer.
Yeah, they even have a veteran quarterback that's in his place or whatever. You know, when you thrown in at the start, you know, right away, you know, with expectations, like, you know, that's.
And then let's be fair to Baker too.
Yeah.
This coach,
Kitchens. Yeah.
This guy, man. He had some success.
They pulled him out the kitchen.
Right. He had some success when he took over on an interim basis last year,
Yeah.
but it wasn't hard to, you know, step up from nothing.
Right.
Because they weren't doing nothing.
Right.
Before Hugh Jackson got fired.
Right.
So this guy comes in, he takes over. He doesn't come in, he just takes over. And then you start to see a little progress. But it wasn't hard to see that progress because they weren't doing much. Now, you had
no expectations.
What did he have? Like a 6-7 game stretch? So now, again, defensive coordinators get to see, okay, Freddie Kitchens like to do these things.
Yeah.
Okay, now he gets Odell Beckham. Beckham likes to do those things. You know what? Let's take this away from him. And don't forget, when they traded for Beckham, I believe they traded an offensive lineman or two in that deal.
And they gave up an offensive lineman for a pass rusher. You don't do that. You got to protect your quarterback.
Right. So you know those guys. It's you know, it's not all Baker Mayfield. The guy can play. Of course, we know Beckham and Landry can play. We know those guys can play. Chubb, but you know, it's an organizational thing. It's like we said before the season started. They still the Browns until they show us they're not the Browns.
Yeah, they still the Browns. Like, you know, they are still the Browns.
Still the Browns.
Until proven otherwise. We talked about the Eagles and the Bills. And one of the interesting things you want to see moving forward is the Packers and Chiefs game had so much expectations on it, but now it's not there. Yeah,
we waiting on it, right?
So knowing, you know, we've been around Andy Reid, we've been seeing him for a while, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Moore plays the game of his life.
Yeah.
Because everybody expects the Packers to go in there and just you know, they just give it to him.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy Matt Moore, Andy Reid has him prepared, a la Kevin Cobb, and, you know, all these other guys that he put on for a short period of time that end up leaving the Eagles and getting nice contracts based on what he, you know, the 2-3 game stretch he had with Andy Reid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this guy doesn't have a nice game. That Andy Reid, sort of like the Saints situation, he rallies everybody around. He digs deep into his play calling bag, and this guy has a good game. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, we got a special guest in here, you know.
Special guest.
You know, here at Sports Talk Live from the culture. We bring only the very best in here. How you doing? Sir, you can grab a seat. We're going to talk a little bit of hoops and basketball. Don't worry about that. That wasn't deep.
That's what we going to do.
We were right in time for our situation.
All right.
Just pull up a seat there, sir. And introduce yourself to the nation right there.
I'm happy he made it. That's what I'm happy about.
Finally, right?
Yeah,
After coaching today.
Woo.
Yeah, I know.
Lean in there. Lean in forward a little bit there.
Is that good? Yeah, you good right there.
Yeah, you good right there.
How y'all doing, man?
Good.
It's my boys, my Rockhead boys.
Yeah,
I can tell.
We all got a couple.
Oh, definitely. Everybody got a few. Introduce yourself, sir, because we're about to talk a little Curtis Blow. We're talking basketball.
Yes, we are.
Definitely.
My name is Steven Stewart. I'm assistant basketball coach at Delaware State University,
We forgot the middle name.
a.k.a. Mookie.
There you go.
Okay. All right, definitely.
I can't get past that.
Nah.
Yeah, you were running practice today. You coming fresh out, you know.
Yeah, we had a scrimmage today trying to get ready for our season opener on November 8th versus Rider. So we scrimmaged St. Francis of PA this morning.
Okay, Del State. The Hornets, correct?
Yes, sir.
The Hornets, Del State, in the building.
So how long you been coaching them?
I'm going on my second season. Okay. Our head coach is Coach Eric Skeeters. He was the assistant coach at UMBC. That pulled off the big upset against Virginia in the NCAA tournament.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, so he's in his second year. We're under his leadership, and you know, we took over a program that was pretty much dormant, and we just trying to, you know, build it back up to where it was, to a championship level. So we got some young guys that, you know, coming in and working hard. And
yeah, my homie's out there. I think he's coaching the girls. Mosby.
The girls are new too.
Yeah.
So I don't think
he may not be there now.
Yeah,
Mosley out Lincoln.
He out Lincoln.
Yeah,
Lincoln.
He went to University though.
he out Lincoln. He coached the girls at Lincoln.
Okay.
Oh, definitely. Got the little bio up there. So everybody, the viewers, get the feedback. You know, we got a basketball expert on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to
So
ask.
they say. I know.
Look, man. We come here. We talk to the real experts about different sports and sports talk and sports culture. Live for the culture here. We come down, have a good time, and talk and everything like that. And I'm just glad to have you down here, Stephen. Just to pick your brain as you know, basketball is starting, and you're an assistant coach.
Yep.
You're a former player of the year for the MEAC.
Yep.
Correct. One of those Copland State teams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were very good back in the day.
Hey, listen,
Very,
he was
very
going
good.
into hostile territory.
Beat
That's
St.
what they was
Joe's in
doing.
an IT. Back in the day. Yeah.
You know, it's funny because that team that I was on, I think my sophomore year, we was picked 7th or 8th in the conference.
They disrespected you.
Yeah, we had lost some great players before I got there, so we was picked 7th, 8th, so nobody even seen it coming. We actually didn't even see it coming, to be honest with you. We was just a group of guys that
Hungry.
hungry, wanted to prove ourselves, and the chemistry was there.
Yeah.
And once the chemistry came in, it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that connect was a Camden connection, a Philly connection.
Yeah.
Definitely,
A bunch of guys who felt like we were under recruited. Not to say that Coppin was a great place for us,
But you always want to go. Yeah, definitely.
It was just a thing where more so than anything else, when we played against guys who were at so-called higher schools, there was no fear there because we kind of faced those guys in high school and so forth.
Right.
So that wasn't a thing for us to play against guys from so-called higher conferences or whatever. So.
And Stephen, I just want to pick your brain for a little bit. Just can you give us your overall opinion of the state of basketball? A lot of people comment on it. AAU, everybody just takes 3-pointers, or they trying to dunk. Where's the mid-range games at? And you've been around, you recruit and things like that. I just want to get your overall take on the state of basketball.
You know, it's funny. That's a great question. First of all, it's funny because, in my opinion, the rules of the game that it takes to win a basketball game has never changed. The game itself has never changed. You got to win the paint. You got to play defense. You got to do certain things to win. Those things have never changed, no matter what the rules say or whatever. You watch an NBA game or you watch these guys play, and it's like a 3-point contest. Nobody's in the paint. Nobody's, So to me, when I talk to the younger guys, I like to say that the game is different. I try not to be one of those old guys that say, this is the worst kind of basketball. I really try to take that out, and I just try to say it's different. Now, what I will say is we need more guys who used to play mentoring these young kids as they come up.
Okay.
Because the world that they face is so much different than the world we face, and they need somebody to help them navigate through.
Definitely, just the pressures of social media, the things that we did are going to the grave. But nowadays, this thing is forever, and it's all, I'll just leave it at that.
Right. I mean, you go on social media and somebody got every 24 hours of their day online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're not missing nothing. So my thing is, I take this point of view as a coach. So you got a kid that's playing AAU basketball. It's a gift and a curse. All right, because a lot of high school kids, sometimes they don't get to play their position that we would like to see them play.
Okay.
So you might be playing center in high school. Okay. You know what I mean? When you're going to be a guard in college.
Right. Okay.
So you playing in AAU gives you the opportunity to show that you can move away from the basket and do certain things. And back in the day, recruiting was very regional because of you didn't have AAU. So you generally got recruited to what area that you live in. So now it has broadened your recruiting base for a lot of kids. So that's a good thing. Like everything else, it's a gift and a curse, I believe, because for me, as a coach, I have to see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
So you got so many guys that say all these videos out the kids.
Yeah.
To me, it's a waste of time.
YouTube clips, stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm not giving you we're not going to offer you a scholarship based off somebody calling me saying you good.
A mixtape.
A mixtape. Right. We got to see you live and see you play
on both ends of the floor.
And both ends of the floor. And then, people get this recruiting thing confused. The first thing we do is we evaluate.
Okay.
And when we evaluate, that means everything. That means you as a student. That means your family. That means how you act off the floor, how you are on the court. And that's the hardest thing to judge.
Oh, definitely. That's one of the questions I want to have as your coach, and just we have people out here listening that have, student athletes and things. When you go there as a recruiter and you go into that living room and you're looking over a kid that you're going to offer a full ride to Delaware State University, the key things that's going to catch you besides the basketball, besides whether he can make a shot, he got the measurables, his height, weight, speed, those things that say yay or nay for a kid.
Our biggest thing is he fitting what we're trying to build?
Okay.
And all these universities and all these young men that's being recruited, I just think they lose focus on what's really important. Mm-hmm. So as a young man that's getting recruited, the first thing that's good for you to know is yourself.
Okay.
What is it going to take for you to be successful? Everybody want to play at the highest level, but you don't play basketball 24 hours out the day. You got to be on that campus. You got to be able to navigate yourself to class and all that. So you got to know yourself and what makes you tick and what's going to make you successful. So when I was being recruited, I had a list of 3 things that was important for me. And your 3 things could be different. But whatever those 3 things are, make sure it's because it's based on something that's concrete. Okay, these are the things that I need to be successful. All right. Now, any school that's recruiting you that don't have those 3 things, then you be transparent with those coaches and say, Coach, I appreciate the opportunity, but I don't think this is going to be a fit for me for what I need as a student athlete.
Okay.
And that's the first thing.
Okay.
Because once we evaluate you and we say, okay, it's a go, this kid is good, this kid fits everything we're trying to do, now all these coaches are coming at you and we're giving you our best sales pitch as to why we're the university for you. Mm-hmm. Well, if you don't know yourself and if you don't know what's important for your future and for you to be successful, then you'll fall for one of these sales pitch that you're going to get to get you to come to that university.
Right.
And some of these coaches are the best at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and really, it really doesn't benefit either side. Right. For example, if you have a house and you got one nice room, and you bring somebody over to your house, where are you going to take them to?
Oh yeah,
you're going to sit them in a nice room.
Definitely.
You're not going to show them the attic or the hole
the attic that's not finished,
the garage.
Yeah, don't go to my garage
with the birds and the raccoons that snuck in.
So when you do that, the kid finally commits to you, and then he comes and he's like, man, this ain't nothing like it was when y'all was recruiting me.
Yeah.
And so that affects him as a student athlete. That's going to affect him in the classroom. That's going to affect the way he plays for you. So for us, we lay out who we are. This is who we are, and this is what we have, and we're going to make you better, not just as a student not just as an athlete. We're going to make you an all-around person, because the only reason why I'm in this business is basketball is a common bond that we all share, but it's really to teach the young man life lessons.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, shame on you as a coach. If you're not using basketball to teach these kids life lessons, because the ball gonna stop one day. It's gonna stop, and we have to prepare these young men for when it does.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things with Sports Talk Live for the culture is we focus on the things that sports develop and give in the positive, the teamwork, the camaraderie, coachable kids become employable adults.
Yes.
Definitely, and that's one of the things that we try to do. We talk about all aspects, college, pro, professional. One of the things that we really want to face and really get information out to what if you're using basketball as a tool, football as a tool, baseball as a tool. It's just something that's in your toolbox that can get you to a certain place in life and get you access to certain things that can better you down the line.
It's amazing because you'll hear a student athlete say, I'm not going to this university because I can't go pro from there. Or I can't. Like the pro part that's the bonus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the icing on the cake, so to speak. Yeah. So for me, one of the things I tell parents and kids is that the person, the young man, and the man that this young man is trying to become is way more important than the player that he is and the player that he's trying to become. Because who you are as a person is going to come out on the basketball floor. If you're a selfish guy, that's how you're going to play.
Yeah.
If you are a guy who cuts corners, that's what you're going to do in the court. Mm-hmm. That's what you're going to do. So who you are as a person and who you're trying to become, that's way more important than the basketball part. And I think the recruiting thing has gotten so screwed up where once we evaluate you and it gets to the point where I'm offering you a scholarship, then that means you have handled everything that you're supposed to do academically.
Oh, yeah.
That means off the court, you have your stuff together. That means we believe we can win a championship with you.
Right.
You know, and a lot of these kids have a lot of anxieties coming up. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot to deal with. Mm-hmm. You know, they have the anxiety of success because some of them are the first generation.
Right.
And you find that Del State University, a lot of the kids you get are first generation, second generation.
Yeah, I mean, you get the whole thing. You get the whole thing, and that's another thing that we try to do is we treat everybody fairly. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but we don't. Everything is not equal.
Oh exactly. No.
Because everybody got different needs. You know what I'm saying?
Herm Edwards had one of the great coaches. Quotes as a coach. He said, "I don't treat everybody equal, but I treat everybody fair."
Right. Because one player's need is different than another player's need. Yeah. Right. You know, I got a kid pretty good. I'm gonna leave him nameless. I'm not saying he's on my Del State team.
That's the Mookie I know.
Yeah. He's sitting on the bench, right? And as a coach, you know, as assistant coach, I learned the kids that I coach, so I know what makes them tick. I know what to say to get them back and focus, right?
Right.
So he's sitting on the bench and, yo, my man, what's wrong? My girlfriend's sitting in the stands next to some guy. I know he be trying to talk. This is why the game is going on.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know, it's a lot, man. These kids got a lot to have to deal with.
When he said that, being from the era that we're from, did you start crying?
You know.
Where did your mind go? That's what I want to know.
It definitely was a head scratcher. That definitely was a new one on me. But I've heard a lot, but that one definitely was a new one.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
I'm not even going to ask you about all the other ones that came after that, but we just going to leave that right there.
Please do.
On something that you said, I try to tell people when their kid, they got a pretty good high school athlete or something, or up and coming kid, and he's pretty good, is that, like you said, the pro thing, like, you realize if you get a full scholarship and you get to go to college for free, that's the win right there. That's the win.
Oh, it's the win.
Because you talk to people that went to college and they have student loan debt, and they'll tell you the stories of, you know, I can't buy me a new car because I'm paying for this new car with my student loan debt. You know what I mean? I can't get out of this apartment because my student loan debt. You know what I'm saying? And I can't take this trip with y'all because, and people don't realize the burden that is, right? Unless you know somebody that's actually been there, you've seen someone that's been out of college for 10, 12, 15 years and they still paying student loans back, right? They should be living their life. They working in their field that they got their degree in, but they still paying back student loan. That is ridiculous. So the thing about if you can use, like Sunni says, sports as a tool, and you know, it might be people listening and saying, you ain't finished. So that makes it even more that I can say this, right? If you can use football as a tool, like I didn't, to go to school, and when somebody else is paying for it and get your degree, then that's the win.
Oh, you know, it really comes down to your perspective and your mindset. Like a lot of these guys, these young men got guys around them who are putting things in their head that, you know, we got a 7'4" kid transferred from Georgetown. Okay. And we got a 6'2" wing. You know, and
so we'll be at your games this year.
Absolutely. You know, the 6'2" wing, he think he I'm a pro. I said, well, let me just help you out.
I know who's breaking him down.
Kevin Durant is the size of the 7'4" guy we got.
Right. Wingspan and all that. Yes, absolutely.
What you do with the ball.
And you know, it's funny that you say that because I just talked to a group of kids in high school. And one of the kids asked me, well, Coach, what do you guys look for? You know, and I say, look, I got to bring my boss here. So what you should be thinking is when the coach walks into your gym, that he got $250,000 in the bag, in the gym bag. Now, if I showed you that in cash right in front of you, and I said to you, whoever played the hardest, this is who's going to get this money. Y'all be in here killing each other. In essence, that's what you're doing.
That's all it is.
That's what you're doing, you know. And that money is really you trading 4 years for 40 years.
Yeah.
Because it's $250 for 4 years, but look at all the doors that you getting your college degree is going to open for you. You know what I'm saying? So the trade is
scholarship,
unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable. 4 years,
it's priceless
for 30 years. That's what you're trying to trade.
Priceless.
So, and I think a lot of us have lost perspective on what a scholarship is.
Yes. Yes.
Where you're going to live once school is over.
Oh,
when the ball stop bouncing. I'm from Philly, so I talk to the Philly guys, and I say, if any those Philly schools are recruiting you, you can't name me 5 guys from Philadelphia, just use this for example, who had a half-decent high school career, who stayed in the area, who didn't have a good to great college career, right? And then once that career ended, didn't get a nice job from alumni of the school that they went.
Right.
That love. They
You're right there in the area. And
in that area.
You go to West Boogaloo State out wherever, nobody's seen you play, right? Now when your career is over, where you gonna come live at? Right in Philly.
Right.
One of my good friends is Jerome.
Gotta earn it back again. Gotta get it back again.
Right.
So for the people who are young, our young viewers, who is Jerome Allen?
Jerome Allen.
And put his nickname out there.
Jerome Pooh Allen.
There we go.
Right?
There we go. Yeah. University of Penn.
University of Penn. Yeah. Works for the Boston
Still
Celtics.
in the mix.
Still in the mix.
Yeah.
Good friend of mine's, right? And I'm not saying I was the final decision, but I'm just giving this as an example. He was being recruited by UMass, Penn, JMU, and a couple other big schools. And he was asking me my opinion one day. And I said, well, do you think you're a pro? He says, yeah. I said, okay, so let's take that out of the scenario. Because you pretty much think that you got that part covered if you just keep working and keep getting better.
Yeah, wherever you go.
All right, so wherever you go, that's a given. So in my mind, why won't you cover the other side and get your degree?
Yeah. Oh,
now
absolutely.
You got nowhere you can't lose.
You can't lose.
Now, so Penn is all over you. So you go to Penn, you graduate. That part is covered.
Oh, you done.
If you become a pro, that's the least.
Yeah.
That 250 is an automatic mill.
Right.
Just because who you affiliated with.
Now, now you can't lose. Also, you go to you're a lifelong member of Penn. See, we think of this thing as 4 years.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's lifelong membership.
Absolutely.
So now he takes his kids to the Palestra, and he got a mural up of himself from his playing. That right there is immeasurable. You know what I mean?
You got to be able to see.
Well,
I think
one of the guys at UMass, Kentucky. One of the guys.
Who knows how it would turn? Who knows how it would have turned out? Not saying that those schools wasn't great schools,
but he could have got benched for a freshman.
Right, but having the knowledge of one day this ball gonna stop bouncing. Me being home is allowing me to network with all these different people.
Right.
And it's the same thing for a kid at Delaware. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? So those are the type of things that you really, really got to think about before you sign your name on the dotted line. When that ball stop bouncing, what is my life gonna be like for me being a graduate of this university?
And you know what though? I think my generation, y'all generation, I think we getting it together more. Like far as like the past generations, I don't think it was more guidance. Like I don't think like the dads and the uncles, I don't think they knew as much far as the colleges.
Right.
And it's like because a lot of people, like I'm from Chester, so a lot of ball players from Chester, we're like, oh, he went to the wrong college, he did this. But like you said, they didn't pick the right choice because they was chasing the wrong thing. Right. And they didn't have someone talking to them.
You just didn't know. You didn't know.
And a lot of them didn't understand.
Knowledge.
Don't worry about the pros. Let's get this scholarship,
Based on something.
So I think it's changing, a lot for us, black people. I think it's changing because I think now we're giving the knowledge off, more.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. When and one of the things I had talked about, Coach Stewart, is the NBA draft. When I noticed the professionalism and the upper middle class of the African American athletes that are being drafted now, when they do their bios, mom's a CEO, dad played in the league, whatever. They've been making business decisions for a long time, coming up at this point, to make sure that their child is successful and their child has other options. It's not basketball or die. They have developed well-rounded individuals that can perform on the court and off the court. Because like we always say, it's just basketball. You're not gonna play basketball forever, and you could be an injury away. And what other things have you put out there for yourself to have multiple options? To be able to do those things.
Those guys, those NBA guys. If you are in high school and you have the chance to be an NBA guy, you can get the information that you need to make your decisions. To make a decision, and I'm all for that. If you can go straight to the league and you got the support system in place.
Definitely. You can't turn down 19.
No. Do what you got to do. I mean,
if you turn it down, then we start looking at you like something's wrong.
Right. But we got to what we have to realize is that's a small percentage.
Yeah,
we're making
small.
the big decisions based off of 5% of.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The majority of us are going to go in the workforce.
Right.
Correct. The alarm clock's going to go off at 7:30 and we're getting up to go somewhere.
Exactly.
Right.
And then something, then you hear these guys. Well, I'm gonna go overseas. I'm a pro ball player. You play in places where they don't even hardly play basketball. You're making $500 a month. So you just stretching out. A dream when you really need to.
If you get your degree and you go be your engineer, you can make the same money here.
Exactly. So, you got, I'm all for you following your dreams because I follow mine. Right. I played overseas for 7 years. I had a brother who played in the NBA. He was
Mr. Larry Stewart.
It was crazy because he was a rebounder and scorer. And back in the day, they used to take out the ads in the newspaper. They used to put the nation's top whatever.
Right.
So Wes Unseld had a school near Copper State, and he would read
bullets,
the paper.
Washington Bullets.
Yeah, he would read the paper every day, and he looked on it and said, "Dad, they got a guy at Coppin that's averaging, that's second in the nation in rebounding and da da da. I need to go see him."
And and nobody has ever seen him, but I'm reading the newspaper and I see him.
So Wes Unseld goes to the gym, doesn't tell anybody he's there, sits at the top. And watch my brother. He says, "Look, I don't know how good this guy is, but he just runs the floor and rebounds the ball. And by, his numbers, he deserves a shot."
Oh yeah.
So my brother goes to camp, and it's Mark Allery, Bernard King, Hot Rod Williams, and a couple other high-profile guys. So basically, he's like 8th or 9th on the depth chart of their forwards. And so these guys start getting hurt. I mean, Bernard King was coming off surgery. Hot Rod Williams, I think, was out of shape. Mark Allery injured his leg, and guys was getting knee injuries back while he's in camp. So he's moving,
playing in camp,
moving up the charts.
He's moving up the charts,
and
I'm
he's a hard worker,
right? And I'm in there. I'm like, yo, I know you better than him. You better than that dude. I don't know about the other guys that's hurt, but you better than the dude you playing against now.
Right.
And Wes Unseld took a liking to him, and he ended up signing. But look how easy that could have easily been. An opportunity where he never would have got it. So there's a million guys for 2 jobs.
Yeah, now
and you got to be fortunate. And
sometimes it's just ordained.
Like all the time, we talk about the story about Jack Lambert. He was an all-star middle linebacker, Jonathan. He's Hall of Famer. Just let you know.
Hey, listen. With two fangs,
I'm just a little y'all.
With 2 fangs and the middle's missing. Don't forget that part.
Jack Lambert was on the bench at Kent State. The guy ahead of him was all world, but the guy ahead of him got the opportunity to run the head of security for the Rolling Stones and dropped out of school to do that. Jack Lambert becomes a starter, and the rest is history.
Yeah,
Jack Lambert would have never got on the field. This guy would have just stayed and played out the rest of his school. So you have to have talent, skill, the blessings of the guy.
Oh yeah, ball got to drop
2
right.
fangs and nothing in the middle.
With social media, they not missing nothing.
Nah.
So you know who the guys are. Right. They know who the guys are. They got a radar about da da da. And so if you have that opportunity, then you should gather. Then you should have 5 guys advising you and all that kind of stuff. But if you're a 6'2" power forward and you got 7 guys advising you on,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
You the smaller ball in the basketball court.
Exactly.
But that's the thing now.
You might want to try to be a tight end.
Right.
You get these guys where because we come from an era where it's okay to criticize.
Straight talk. Come from an era of straight talk.
And if you can't handle it, so what? The one thing was, it was the truth. How you going to deny that? How you going to run from that? Yes. Like if I sit and I tell you, hey, listen, man, You 6'2". You can't play a 3. You might as well forget about the 4. There's nothing that you can do. But you in high school, giving out buckets on the block and all that stuff. But then it's a 6'7" guy that I'm not recruiting you to do what a point guard and a 2 guard does because you can't do what they do.
Right.
How you get mad at that? That's truth.
Just go where you fit at.
Yeah, that's truth.
Go where you fit.
So now, because I didn't tell you what you wanted to hear, and we think that in this day and age, you got video, you watch the game, that's not enough for you to figure out, like, I can't do this. Why? That's supposed to be enough for you.
Right.
You gotta fall to the bottom to figure out, like, damn, this coach 5 years ago told me that I couldn't play the 3 at 6'2".
Yeah, it ain't
But it's
That's
a place for you,
the
though.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's
You know,
a place for you.
and some great schools,
Right.
you know, that you can
'Cause-
play for at what fits you. That's
right,
all.
because what we know coming from the era that we come from is if you can score 27.5 a night, you can put the ball in the ball can go in the bucket. I don't know how you getting it done, but when the game is over, that's what we see. Now you might not be able to do it with these 6'7" guys, but you can do it around some 6'5" guys. It's a place for you somewhere.
But Duke, you know what you know what they do? They get caught up in somebody else's process.
Yeah.
Oh, I had one good game against this guy that's getting recruited by.
Yeah.
And that's me.
And that
huh?
means I can play at that
on that
level too.
level. Right,
no,
right.
that's why I said earlier. Like you got to know where your fit is.
Right.
Like for me, I could have played at a higher level,
Absolutely.
but off the court, I wasn't prepared.
Right.
I didn't have the maturity to be home, or I didn't have the maturity to be on a large campus. I would have flunked out. I needed to be a big fish in a small pond,
Right.
and that's what Coppin represented for me.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
If I would have went somewhere else, I probably would have played a year of college because I just wasn't mature enough to handle everything that comes with it. You know?
Now you did it. How many years you do it, Copper?
I played 3 years.
You would have took advantage of all the wrong things.
All the wrong. Nate Blackwell was my coach, right? First day I arrived on campus.
Temple University.
Temple University, great. So I'm on campus. Fang is our head coach. Nate Blackwell's assistant coach. And I tell you no lie, I'm an hour within of getting my classes, apartment, folding my clothes up, get a phone call. Fang says, "Look, I need you in the office immediately." Okay. What do I do now? I only been here an hour. Get to campus, and he says he has my class schedule, 2 copies. He gives one to me, and he gives one to Nate Blackwell. He said, "This is your schedule. Every class he has, I want you at that door, making him check in to you." So I used to go into class, check in with Nate, go into class. Nate leave. As soon as I see him leave, I get up, walk out the class. So I wasn't prepared to be a student athlete. I wasn't.
Right.
And
But the best
Hey,
thing
you
was you
needed a
knew yourself.
babysitter.
You knew yourself. That was
Right.
the best thing. You
Right.
know, that was the best thing.
and I had a coach that Fang was black and white. You either did it
Oh yeah.
or you didn't do it. There was nothing that you can come up with that could justify you failing.
Right.
Nothing.
The Gloucester
And-
County College Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir. He said to me,
Alum.
right. He said, "We're going to have a great relationship. The minute you understand this one statement, even when I'm wrong, I'm right."
And you looked at him and wanted to curse him out. That's what you
There
wanted.
it is.
So if you want to be there, then you're going to fall in line, right?
Exactly.
Now,
So-
I got another question for you, being a recruiter and everything. And like you said, you normally don't. In high school, if you 6'6", you playing center. We normally don't see a 7-footer unless they're like a prep school or something.
Right.
Well, do you think AAU is not good? Like we had this talk on it. Do you think AAU is good or bad for the kids, knowing that it's only 5% that's going to go to the NBA or the MLB? Do you think how they work the kids? You know, they're playing ball around the clock. Do you think that that's good?
I think,
Even though you know it's probably not going to be their future.
right. I think it's a gift and a curse. I think there's a lot of great AAU programs out here that do community service, that do a lot of things with their guys, coach their kids right. There's a lot of great ones out here. Again, you got to find the one that fits you and the ones that are good. They're giving you a platform to be able to be recruited. So if you go to whatever high school. Back in the day, Gratz, Dobbins, these are the power schools that we know about.
Right.
We're going right to those games.
Right.
Now, if you don't go to one of those schools and you're not playing AAU ball, it's going to be awfully hard for you to get on a coach's radar. All right. And then also, when you play AAU, I want to see you play against some competition. I want to be able to, I'm able to do that more so than the high school games. So, in my opinion, you have to play AAU basketball. If you want to be recruited, you have to. Now, the key is finding the right fit, the right ones for you. There's a lot of great ones, and of course, like everything else, there's a lot of bad ones. But AAU is really doing a hell of a job providing a platform for student athletes to play. Now, it does get a bit much, where a young man is in Spanish class for the summer, and he takes his books on an AAU trip to study Spanish. I just laughed all the way. He don't know Spanish. How is he studying? So you got those instances, but you do have some programs where you got to show them report cards. You got to, so it's a lot of great AAU programs. You just got to find the right ones that fit. Some of them are just a money grab.
Absolutely,
they just want you there because you're paying or whatever, or and some of them are just there for I got this player ranked such and such or whatever. But the majority of them, I think, do a great job of preparing the kids for college and so forth. So, in my opinion, I got 2 Rockhead boys, so the best way for them to be recruited would be to play AAU basketball.
Oh, cool, definitely. I want to jump into the. So we got an expert down here. I want to jump into the association. The NBA, the season has just started up. Joel Embiid will not be playing tonight. Ankle. They don't know when he's returning. That's just the latest on the wire. We'll talk about that later. Zion's out for 6 weeks or 7 weeks. Knee injury. Does Zion need to drop some pounds? He's a big frame kid. He's 6'7". He's built like a offensive tackle, and he's out there running the floor. He's a highlight film guy. What do you think about Zion and his future? Does he need to drop some weight?
I think most guys coming in aren't going to be in NBA shape.
Yeah.
As much as they work hard. I don't know. With him, he's just such a freak.
Yeah.
They say he got 8% body fat.
Yeah, he dropped a little bit of weight.
So I'm like, how's he going?
What is he going to drop?
What is he going to lose?
Yeah.
Muscle.
You know what I mean? So he's just so explosive, and it's so much wear and tear on his body. I don't know how I don't know how he loses the weight. I would agree that he needs to drop some pounds.
Yeah.
But I just don't see how he's going to be able to do it.
It's going to be a low management thing with him.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably. Definitely.
You get them certain guys like Barkley was undersized dude. He was overweight. He dropped that weight, and he still was undersized dude, able to put in work. Iverson, of course, undersized dude. Where Shaq was basically a freak to be that big and to be that quick.
Be that agile, be that balanced.
Zion is kind of, when I read like 285, I'm like, wow. Yeah, I'm like, man.
He's what? 5'6", 6'6"? What he was?
You see him play, and he's like the first one off the floor.
Listen, these guys are. The NBA is just. These guys are freaks, man. Like. You talking about you want to play in the NBA? It's just you can't watch these games in the rafters.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta get a floor seat so you can see
what's what.
What's what. And you talking about you want to play in this league? Like last night, I think the Lakers played Utah.
Yeah.
And they showed the alley-oop that Anthony Davis caught, and I mean literally he had to move his head out the way because. That's how high he was.
His shoulder was almost over the
His shoulder. I mean, I think you ever like I walked in the shack. Yeah. I'm like. Oh my God! Like these guys are, this is high level stuff, man. This is high level stuff.
Pro-Am back in the day, outside of Chester, and
at the Sun Center.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Rick Brunson's playing, Legler's playing, right? So most NBA fans, man, Brunson's a bum. He don't get no time. Legler out there doing shit. Legler looked like Mike Jordan out there.
Yeah.
Yes. We looking at him on the TV. He just shooting threes from the corner. He's spotting up shooter.
He's an All-American somewhere.
He was posting up, shooting turnaround jumpers. It was crazy. So like all of the guys, and this was around the time Tyreke Evans was like an 8th grader, 9th grader. He was playing in it, but you could kind of see. Man, okay, he's 8th, 9th grader. Right. Like, okay, but regular guys, and then like you said, you get guys that have a game against this guy, and they say, "See, I told you I could have played, but you don't realize that this guy just playing."
Right.
You've been since this morning. You woke up. Right. You've been looking forward to this game.
This is what you
know
want.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he ain't even looking at you.
He ain't thinking about you.
You know what I'm saying? He just out there now.
You know, you watch the NBA, right?
Yeah.
There are pros, and then there are pros. Mm-hmm. Like the NBA is controlled by 5% of the players. Those are the guys that I don't care what you do. If they on their game, you ain't. There's nothing you can do.
It's a done deal.
You know what I mean?
If they're gonna get what they can get, it's how much harder you can make them work.
I mean, we in the era where the Sixers at, so we haven't heard plenty of AI stories. You know what I mean? I seen him one night, had to be at least 3 o'clock in the morning. And he looked like he couldn't even walk to the car. And the Sixers play at 1 o'clock. And my man looking at his watch like, don't we play in like 7 hours? And AI go getting 60. You know what I mean? So it's some of these, and think about Carmelo Anthony. He's 6'3" in high school. He got a 6-inch growth spurt. He's 6'9" now. You know what I mean? It's just some guys that are born.
Davis was 6'3" or 6'5" and grew.
Right.
He had to buy a new bed.
Right. I mean, some guys is just born to play this game. You know, they're just born to be basketball players. And it's funny that you said Tim Legler because, you know, I played against Tim in Pro-Ams and stuff like that. I mean, you talking about a dead-eye shooter. Can you imagine Steph Curry and Clay and all those guys? And, you know what I mean? This is unreal.
Yeah. The skill sets and the level.
Yeah, I used to talk to a couple guys that played in the league, and I used to, just try to pick their brains. You know, I had an inside view, from my brother or whatever. So I said, yo, man, who the best player you ever played against in the league? And all of them always say to a man, like, any play on a hot night.
Yeah.
I mean, you thinking about you got Jordan coming in on Thursday, and Wednesday you playing against, you know what I mean, Ron Harper or somebody, and you getting fried that, you know what I mean, you thinking about Jordan and this other dude you playing tonight, you better worry about him, you know what I mean, so that league is something,
I
league is not
all
to be
the time.
played
I
with.
say, when we talk about 3-point shooters, we don't talk about Eddie House, but I said, is Eddie House on fire?
Right.
Man, you better watch out that night. He look worse than Ray Allen out there. He on fire?
Exactly.
I said, man.
I always find them arguments fun. Not arguments, but when people say that, man, I could have been in the league. I should have been in the league, or this happened and I ain't make it to the league. And
It's definitely coming from a naive place.
yeah, and I'm like, man,
let's believe that.
And I remember like playing football and thinking, oh man, I got a chance to make it to. But then I started being around like jokers that actually made it to the league.
Yeah, man.
When they said to me that Ray Lewis was undersized.
Yeah,
And then I
undersized.
seen that joker one day, and I'm like, man, what the?
He stayed undersized because he was on the wrestling team, so he didn't want to gain.
No.
gain so
I
much
don't
weight.
mean undersized weight wise. I'm talking about short.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
he's
right,
only,
right.
Most linebacker.
Ray
He was
Lewis-
6'3",
Yeah.
6'4".
Ray Lewis
He
is only a little
like
bit
6
taller
foot,
than me.
6'1".
Yeah.
He's not gonna
You know what I'm
sexy
saying?
you
He was
out.
on the
You know
side
what I
weight-wise,
mean?
too,
You're not gonna
because
look at him and be like, I need
wrestling
him.
team.
You see them kind of dudes, and then them dudes like you said, the AIs. And
Mm-hmm.
you see the dudes that are undersized, like a Sam Mills or like a Dexter Coakley
Yeah.
back in the day for the Cowboys, 5'7",
Yeah.
5'9".
When you see-
these dudes are athletic freaks.
Right. Listen,
That's why you gotta go see him play.
let me tell you something. I always thought
Right.
the same thing. I quit in high school, so I couldn't watch no high school football. College, I didn't want to watch no college football. When I got started, I said I was never gonna make the pros. Because when I look at my height, I look at somebody that's 5. I look at Sproles, for example. Like, ain't no way my feet can move this fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't going nowhere.
And then think about it like this.
I said I can move, but not like this.
Right, you got kids basing a major decision
Yeah.
on an opportunity that's never going to come their
It's
way.
not gonna happen, man. It's not.
But instead of them saying, wow, look how much I accomplished, I'm getting a free scholarship, I'm getting this, I'm getting that, they look at it like, man, I can't go to this school because I can't make the league from here. And I'm like, man,
What's the school down the street from you guys? A smaller school.
Wesley?
Wesley gave a lot of Chester people scholarships
Okay.
my year.
Yep.
And they gave a lot of people. It was like 4 of them that went out there in 05. Like
Okay.
4 of us. They had went out. 4 of them that went out there in 05. And so they was playing out there, but I don't know if any of them finished. But that was a school that gave a lot of people from our way scholarships.
You know what it is? You get. I guess like disenchanted. Like you go there, like a guy like me. I wasn't planning on going to college. I was good in my high school career, and then Jokers was like, we gonna give you money to come here to go to college. Okay, I'm coming. Then when I got
Just
there,
like
it was
that?
like,
Just like
yeah,
that, huh?
you know. So when I got there, it was like, all right, I'm playing football, and all right, I go to the weight room and I go watch film.
Right.
Class.
You know, I was so lucky, man. I look back at my time because I was the same way. I wasn't even thinking about no college, let alone high school. You know, and I had, like I said, I had a brother who came before me, but in Philly we had the Sunni Hill League. So my coach would take us to college practices. He would take us to games. He would talk to us about, look, that's you out there. That could be you. You know what I mean? And I stumbled across college. You could have never told me I was going to
Right.
be in college. We didn't think that way.
Because you didn't know.
We
You
too
didn't
busy
even know
trying
what
to find
college
something to
is.
eat.
Like what's right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, the whole culture. Like I was telling, like my aunt taught at Chester High, and every time I would be around my aunt, the discussion was, so what school you gonna go to? Right. Like the whole culture of it was like.
She said, "You like school? School?
What college have you applied to? Where are you going? You know, and that's the whole point. Miss Jennings, English teacher, legendary.
My favorite teacher.
Well, you guys Chester High guys.
No.
Just me and him.
Okay.
So
You might know Mike John. Do you know Mike John?
so me and
I was telling before.
Yes, sir.
I ain't,
Yes, sir.
So me and Sunni are cousins, right?
Okay.
And I'm just gonna tell you a little note on the difference of our branches. He's on the money side of the branch. I'm on the.
Oh, is that right, Sunni?
I don't know if I got money.
I'm on the
all
water.
relative.
I'm on the water, falling out the roof branch. You know what I mean? So pipes, kind
The
of
way
squeaky.
paper. The way paper roof
no,
So,
branch.
so you hear what they told him, right? They
Look,
said,
I was in Dorian Court too now.
They said what kind of cop were you enrolling at? That's what his thing was. My thing at the family reunion was same aunts.
Right.
Oh, you got to graduate high school. You ain't got to go to college, but you
gotta
going to graduate. This was my conversation at the family reunion. Right after they asked him where he going at, they told me.
All right.
You're a Jennings. You gotta graduate high school.
At least get
There's
that.
no way you can't.
Gotta get that, and we can work on everything else.
You know what I
but
mean?
you gotta get
We'll
that.
figure the rest out
You
later.
you gotta graduate high school now.
You know, it's funny. Like one of my friends, he was coaching AAU. My cousin, years ago back. I guess it's about 10, 12 years now.
The guys got some food.
He actually wants to start a program to where he kind of helps parents navigate the recruiting process.
Yeah, that's
In
definitely
Chester.
It's needed.
He said because his son goes to school in Virginia, and he said they have that down there.
Yes.
And he was like, but up here we don't have that. So like you said, people are thinking about, I want to go here because I want to
Right.
playing time or go to the league or this, that, and the third. It's like
Just the understanding of the process. Right?
Even to know that
That's
you
so
can't, like you as a coach, you can't talk to certain players unless they have certain things done, right? ACTs or SATs or grade point averages and things like that.
Right.
But a lot of people don't know that. They think all they know is the recruiter comes, talk to you over your scholarship, and if you accept it or you don't accept it. But if you don't have those things, you could be the best player out there. They're not gonna come see you.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things that he wants to kind of start to just help people with awareness on that type of thing. And then at the same time, like you said, what are you looking to gain besides pro? Because if you got that much talent to go pro, then you're going to go pro from wherever they're going to find you.
Where you at?
You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, they're going to find
Paul
you. So it's
George,
not
D2
about-
school.
Right, it's not about that part of it. It's about, like you said, what do you look, okay, you blow your knee out. What are you going to do?
Right.
You just going to come back to Chester. If that's the case, then you need to be finding your place where you can be comfortable at, that you can get your degree. Then that's the last resort. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, my nephew, when he went to college, I told him he went to Syracuse, and I'm like, listen, man, when you go up there, you ball out and you make them people love you. They love you. You can always go back up there.
Always.
You can get a job. You can start a business. You can, find somebody to work with. Anything.
Devin George.
They know you, right? You play. They know you, and they like watching you play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just used to throw it out there just to see, and I would like have a conversation with somebody maybe going on a bus to go to the game or something. And they say, "Oh man, how long you been up here?" or something like that. And I'm like, "Nah, my nephew plays," and I tell them his name, and they like, "Oh, he's a great player. He's this, he's that. We love watching him play." And I'm, that was just for me to say,
It's the relationships you develop.
Man, you can go there all the time, and they gonna love you no matter what. Like you see, you figure guys that end up going to the league that we think gonna be a star. in football. Just say football, right? This guy's going to be a star when he goes to the league. He gets to the league and he's a bust. But you know what? In his college town, he's still that superstar.
Oh,
yeah, they
this guy is, and we know this guy is that they can put it this way. Listen, Dwight Hicks, two-time mentor of mine, two-time Super Bowl champion. He's currently in Michigan right now. The game is tonight. We all know. Every time he goes back, and this is in the 80s with Joe Montana, every time he goes back, it's red carpet treatment. Every time. This is, you played in Michigan in the 70s.
Yeah.
Same with Mike Rozier.
Yeah.
Same with Mike Rozier. Heisman Trophy winner 83. When you go
Turner
back,
Gill, Urban Fryer on this
red carpet.
It's the same like, high school. Your high school is always going to remember the athlete or
Right,
the student.
right.
Or you know what I'm saying? Whether it's athletics or whatever it is, they always going to know your name. They always going to remember you.
Right.
As humans, we complicate things too much. This life is you're guaranteed to get this. You're gonna get out what you put in.
Right.
That's what you're gonna get out.
Yeah.
Now it might not happen the way you want to or when you want it to, but I'm guaranteeing what you put in, eventually you'll get out of it in some form or fashion. And I think I saw something where Kobe switched his jersey number to 24, and the reason why he did it, and I try to share that with a lot of the young guys too, where he said that so much going on in the world where you start looking too far ahead and too far in the past that you don't live in the present.
Yes.
And for him, the 24 represented the 24 hours in the day, and how much of those hours is he using towards making himself better.
And look at the result. Look at the result.
That's what it's all about right there.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just take care of these 24 hours. Make sure you're better than you was yesterday, and don't even blink.
Yeah.
2 weeks, look back, and you'll be like, damn, 2 weeks, look where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm so much further along than where I was. Just from that very simple philosophy of staying in the present, maximizing each 24 hours of the day. And that's it. And that's really what it really boils down to.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, you got to build, each day. Quick question: is Kawhi the best player in the league now?
I think so.
Ooh,
I was about to agree.
Did you hear that, Jonathan? That's why I bring the experts on.
Hey, listen. Do we live day by day? Do we live yesterday? We just talked about that. Are you living yesterday? Or are you living forward? Or are you living now?
Here's the thing.
Are we saying Kevin Durant is injured? So we're
where's
not
he at?
including him?
Where's Kevin Durant at right now?
I'm just saying. Are we saying we're
where
not
is he at
including
right
Kevin?
now? But where's he at?
Right now, he on the
But
show.
that's what I'm saying. Are we
So
saying
that's how
'cause
we
he's
dealing
injured?
with it.
I'm saying right now.
We don't have to think about where he is at right now because he's at where he's at.
Is he coming back? Is he going to be the same?
Yeah, we don't know.
All right.
So let's take it. So let's take
Is that
it.
what we're using? If
That's
that's
And I'm
what
a
we're going,
have a
KD
choice,
fan.
though. We
I'm
don't
a
have
huge
a choice.
KD fan.
if that's
So
what we're using,
But we don't have a
all
choice,
right.
though.
huge
We don't
question
have a
mark there, right? Whether he gonna come back and be the
Right.
same, right? And here's the other thing too that I think a lot of people confuse this thing with. This is not football where you can play one side.
Right.
So when
Absolutely.
you talking about the best player, then you got to bring it on both sides of the floor. Who does that better than Kawhi?
Nobody.
You know what I mean? He ain't
Other than the
cross matching. You know what I mean? He not sticking
Right.
David Wingate while
Yeah.
Michael Jordan is on the other.
Right.
You know what I
Getting
mean?
the break on the other end.
He guarding whoever that guy is.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So you gotta give him some credit for that. And,
Both ends
Him,
count a lot,
Giannis, and
man.
Paul George is the best
right.
two-way players.
And who would have ever thought the Raptors would win the championship?
Right.
Oh
Oh.
wow, it
Nobody.
fell right for him.
The
Hey,
ball,
listen,
the ball
listen,
dropped
the
right.
Man,
The ball
the
dropped
man
right.
who voted for the
ball-
Raptors to win it
the
all
ball-
is a wealthy man right now. That's all.
The
That's all
ball
he
dropped
is.
very well.
About 3 bounces.
It's a good-
I think my heart stopped for them 3 bounces.
I think it's hard not to say that he's not the best player in the league right
That's
now.
what I
Well,
said.
listen,
I
but-
said it. I didn't believe, but then I said I was saying he was the best player in the world.
you know what?
Doing that run last year, and people were looking at me like I was crazy.
I'm gonna get on my guys right now. You know what? See, the thing what they do with me, they don't. The thing what they do with me, they talk about the future of these people, not when I said the stuff.
Okay.
Like far as the quarterback for Seattle, he was not a good quarterback 3 years ago. He wasn't. He's more of a. He can throw the ball in the pocket now.
Did he go to the Super Bowl before 10 years ago?
With that defense?
Hold on, wait a minute.
With that defense.
So
that running back.
So what you saying?
That's
You
what
could have
Brady
took
did.
anybody. You could have took anybody and put him under center. Is that what you're saying?
No.
That's what
You
Brady
take
did.
anybody and put him under center.
Brady did the same
I'm about to
thing.
say this.
Russell,
It's getting heated here.
What I'm saying is Russell. What I'm saying is Russell was only a good. He was only great when the pocket collapsed and he had to make something happen.
been
So
saying that for
my
a long
question
time.
is,
But that's when I was saying it. Now he's becoming a pocket quarterback.
No. But he went to 2 Super Bowls when you said that he was nothing.
With some more wings, it should be more.
So I'm
Matt
asking
Brown,
you.
what's his name? Johnson from the
Can you place
Listen.
anybody under center?
Listen.
Anybody. So could you
I'm
have
not-
made quarterback for Seattle?
I'm not gonna say that.
Could I?
But if you kept him in the pocket, you had a hell of
So
a
why
chance
didn't
of
they do
stopping
that?
him.
Why didn't all 31 teams do that?
They were trying, and the teams that did it had success. Let me finish, because I'm going to Kawhi now too.
So that means,
Man,
before you get off this subject of my man Wilson,
Yeah.
so that means you got to give him kudos because whatever he
He's
didn't have,
transformed now.
he
yes.
worked until
he worked
okay.
on his
All
craft. Right.
He's always been transformed.
The same thing I
He's
felt
been
like. The
transformed.
same thing I felt with Matt Ryan when he first came in the league. I didn't feel like he could really get it done, and now he start getting it done.
That's the argument I used back then.
Same
when I said that.
same thing with with Flacco. I didn't feel Flacco was that good when he first came in the league, but he had to check down to Ray Rice that he would always do, and he would do
Flacco
some
wasn't
little
that.
something.
I don't
But
ever
I feel as
think
though
that
they
he
all
was really good.
That's how I feel about those quarterbacks.
So I
So
got
you
a question.
comparing
Same thing with
Russell
I got a
and
question for you.
Flacco?
Since you making
I'm
this,
just saying how they elevated their games later on. Same thing with
what,
Ben.
Flacco
Same
elevated?
Thing with Ben.
Flacco
Same thing with Ben.
elevated?
Same thing with your
No,
quarterback.
no,
When Ben came in, he needed the bus. He needed all that.
Nah, but
Same
then the
thing
bus
with Ben.
left. But then the bus
And
left.
he was growing. Same thing with Ben. I felt the same way about Ben.
Did Ben win without the bus?
Listen, I'm just telling you how I felt. He won with the bus too.
now here's my take. I think football is the ultimate team sport.
Oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And it lives and dies with the quarterback. So
Right.
if you win, the quarterback got to get the credit.
Right. He gets the credit.
For
Only the
example, I don't
quarterback
know-
and the coach got to
Brad Johnson
Right.
didn't get the credit.
Oh, my thing is, they talk about Flacco all the time, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
He had one hot year.
Right.
He had one hot. He had a hot year.
He paid,
with-
got paid.
and got paid off of it.
Right.
So how good is he? Has he sustained his whatever? So I mean, it's
No.
all those different variables. You know what I'm saying?
No. But
Russell
but
Wilson.
I'ma go-
Has Russell Wilson?
I'm
Let me tell
even-
you this,
I'm
and I
even go-
always say this
I'm
about
at
Russell
this guy
Wilson.
now.
I'm
I'm at this guy.
I'm saying nah,
Because this is what y'all do to
This
me.
is what we
Kawhi
do.
now,
Because
right?
this
I'm
show
at
will
Kawhi
go
now.
on for about 5 another hours. But
I'm
I'm gonna
at
say this
Kawhi
about
now.
Russell Wilson, and I always say this, right? If Russell Wilson is not in Seattle,
Right.
the brown bags will be in effect in the stands. We 2-14. They 2-14. 3-13. However you want to cut it.
And he never had.
There will be
and he
no
never had a top
playoffs.
flop receiver.
There's no playoffs. See,
That's what I'm about to say,
But
too.
look,
You
Jonathan.
can't replace these guys.
I got a
Jonathan-
question for you.
Jonathan
Give
has
me-
Jim Zorn and Dave Craig ahead of him.
Right. Give me a top receiver that he's had. Like
He
a
hasn't.
top.
He hasn't. Because I didn't like Golden Tate. I didn't like him. He hasn't. He hasn't had.
all right.
Yeah, he hasn't had weapons. I agree with that.
That's hard not to give that man some credit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very hard.
If he,
But like
he
Jonathan, had
was
Jonathan had him the third best quarterback in
That
Seattle.
boy-
He was a
Jonathan
broken
didn't.
Wilson a bad boy.
He was
Jonathan didn't do
He
that,
was
Sunni.
2.0 McNabb. He was a broken play.
We got to cut the mics.
He
and
was a
everything
broken
off.
play
talk. We have a long
magician.
talk.
He was a broken
He
play
ain't that.
magician. That's what he was.
Take you this off.
The same as
Sunni,
McNabb.
we gotta get ready
Now
to
with
you know,
Kawhi.
'cause
When I talk,
Jonathan, we gotta get.
when I talked about Kawhi,
Jonathan,
Kawhi
we
could not
got-
shoot
we
that
got-
ball
we
at
got-
all when I talked about Kawhi. This boy pulling 3-pointers now. Easy, like he changed his game.
Yeah, but what
the
they-
man.
but
like,
did he win
But they
anything
still want to
before
hold
then?
the old conversation on me though. Like that's what they want to do. Like
The old
they,
Kawhi,
they
yeah,
want,
yeah.
yeah, they still want to hold the whole
And you know what else he
the
doing
old
now, too?
conversation on me.
You gotta look at the stat sheet. He got like 6 or 7 assists now.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
his
elevated
game
his
is-
game.
is expanding.
He-
But see,
like that's just like
Russell
when we-
Wilson
that's
always
just like
been
when they
there,
first
though.
came to the game. All right,
Jonathan, I'm gonna tell you something.
What you got?
So when you get wisdom, you can see a little further down the road than somebody else. So your vision is nearsighted. See, once you've been around for a while, you can see that road was gonna make a sharp turn. You know, what I mean? When you
And it
get up
might
there,
be a fork
as you
in the
get-
road. Who
As you
knows?
get older, you get higher. You get a perspective.
Yeah.
I can see some things you can't see.
We didn't know he had that work ethic.
And look,
We didn't know he was going to work out with
knew.
Kobe.
Somebody knew.
we're talking about guys who got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank.
Yeah, and still coming.
Still coming. Still coming.
You gotta give him credit.
We did not know he was going to work out with Kobe on the off season. We didn't know all these things.
How about he could have worked out by himself and still been himself?
Nah.
He ain't had to work out with Kobe.
No, he had to work out with Kobe. I seen
Who
Kobe.
Kobe work out with?
I seen Kobe in them Jordan films. That's who he worked out with every night. Them Jordan films.
Okay.
So, definitely. Well, fellas, look. It's been great. Coach Stewart, I would invite you back again, definitely.
What we are going to do is we're going to pop up on Dell State's campus. That's what we're going to do. We're going to come with the support. You see the drums beating.
And I definitely, friend you on Facebook. We're picking your brain about basketball.
Absolutely.
That's what I do. I get all my resources together. Before I get on here and talk, I go talk to the experts. But I just want to say thank you. And from coming down, Dell State University, men's basketball assistant coach in the building.
Wings.
Yeah.
Although those wings are
We're
special.
talking about that. We're talking about that. They special, right?
The wings
They're
are
very special. I know. Hey, trust me.
No, the wings bring people back. That's what
Hey, so I want to correct that. I said Paul George D3. I met Devin George from the Lakers.
Yes.
D2.
I met Devin George.
Division 3, yes,
Jonathan,
Augusta.
Jonathan,
3-3.
Jonathan, we know you got Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman confused.
Yeah, hey, man, look, it happens sometimes.
But it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right.
It's going to be all right. Definitely. But you knew who they were.
I knew who they were. I said, as soon as I said Paul George, I said, oh, no, not Paul George.
Somebody was on the Underground Railroad. Somebody
Hey, they all made it happen for us to be here right now, living a good life. That's all that matters with that.
Well, definitely. Peace out and thank you.
Peace,
Sports Talk
peace,
Live
peace.
for the culture, and we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
You know what I never